Now, how can I help you?
Um, yeah, well, to start off, man, I have schizoaffective disorder. My mom has probably 200 pages of medical records from Parkland and Dallas County hospitals. I've been hospitalized probably about 10 or 20 times, if more, over the past 10, 15 years. And she's saying that there's this doctor. I called her yesterday, and she said she never got any of the medical records from Dr. Lane. He's semi-retired, but he's my doctor. We have a long history together. I said, well, I'm going to call him today or tomorrow. And then the way she left it is, okay, well, if we can get those medical records, because she wants me to see this guy in Plano, David Cabell, and I don't even know the guy. And then I called her back today. I said, well, I'm still, I need some more time. Um, I'll get the records. And I said, well, I said, well, what's the deadline on this? Just because. And she goes, well, if you miss the meeting or you tell me you're not going to go to the meeting or the appointment, then I have to deem you as uncooperative or deem you as non-compliant. I said, well, then I just reschedule. I make. And she goes, well, even if I get your records, you still have to go see the Dr. Cabal. So I said, well, I said, well, that might be against the rules. I've been reading reviews about him over the internet, and they said that his appointments are only they make you wait 45 minutes, and then he sees you for about 5 or 10 minutes, and I just don't think he would be very thorough because we have about 200 pages of medical records he needs to go through. So I don't think
He doesn't go through your records. This is just a standard mental status exam. That's what we need because we don't have anything. We have absolutely nothing since, let's see.
I just went to the doctor last week, Dr.
Right,
Lane.
we don't have it. We don't have those records.
Okay.
And we've asked for them. Like it's not like they haven't been asked for. They
Oh.
haven't asked for.
Well, and I'll speak to him about that.
So, and
I,
we've called and left messages with Dr. Lane's office, and there's been.
I just got this letter 3 days ago. I thought everything was on the up and up. I didn't know he wasn't providing. He wasn't keeping the records. But I get my medications filled with them. I've been going from him. Oh God, since 2011, 2012. Um, um, I, I told Susan to go ahead and reschedule the appointment with Doctor Cap. Now, does she have to call, or can I call this guy? Because she
No,
says
we
she.
have to do it, and it's already been done.
Oh, they already rescheduled it.
Reschedule has already been done.
Oh, do you know what? Because I told her I have to. My mom's a cancer patient. I have to take her to chemotherapy on that day. She has to go to chemotherapy treatment. So do you know what the date is, or?
No, because it just the request to reschedule. I mean, I see where she talked to you today,
Uh,
right? And the submit for rescheduling has been submitted. Now the reschedulers have to schedule that.
okay.
So I mean, we don't have the reschedule
Mm,
time date
mm,
or anything. We don't have anything on that yet.
mm.
And, like I said, that we requested the records from Dr. Lane. The request has gone out. Let me see how many times the request has gone out to them. 1, 2, 3 times the request for records has gone out to Dr. Lane, and there has been 2 telephone calls to
Yeah.
to their office asking for them to return. And then we had to leave a message. They didn't answer the phone, asking for them to return phone call regarding the status of the request for records. And there's been zero response, none. Not even like a callback from just office staff or anything.
Well, that's not like that. And he does a lot of work with different hospitals, and he has different. He's got other job. He works at the Fort Hood military base, and he sometimes goes to Arizona. There's a military, so he's out of town a lot. Um, um, I'll make sure I get in contact. I'm going to be calling him every day, and I'll make sure that. And now, if he gives you the records, because she told me yesterday that if he gives you all those records, then we shouldn't be this Doctor Cobble. I don't even have a way of getting over there in Plano. Because she said we should be good with as long as we get all the records from Dr. Lane.
Right, as long as he, you know the deal, right? I mean, with you, you're already. This is a continuing disability review, right?
Yeah.
Already found disabled. What we need to see is, has there been any improvement? So we got to have an actual mental status exam. Like, as long as his paperwork, Dr. Lane's paperwork, as long as he's seen you within a relatively close time frame here, right? I mean, it doesn't have to be.
I see him probably about
like the last 2 days or anything, but as long as he's seen you and he's continued to treat you, and he's got an actual mental status exam in there, like, he puts in, well, this is his mood, and this is his affect, and this is, as long as that information is in there, and it's not just like a counseling note, because a counseling note is completely different than an actual doctor's